So, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever session of the HTM Qubits 3.0. We are here to welcome you on the behalf of the whole Hack the Mountains team. This is the third edition of Hack the Mountains. With the success of previous two editions, we are here to present you the third edition of HTM in Qubits as well. We, as a community focused hackathon, are going to provide sessions and workshops for your development to get you know able in the hackathons. So today we are hosting this amazing panel discussion with amazing panel members on the topic community and hackathons. We have amazing guests. We would like to welcome our first guest, who is Dikshita Verma. She is a software engineer intern at Google. Also, she'll tell you more about herself. Let's welcome her on screen.
Hi, thank you so much, Aditya,
Hi,
and hi
Dikshita.
everyone. I'm Deekshita Verma. I have just completed my internship at Google as a software engineer, and I'm a makeup artist. I have been a part of a lot of communities. I'm also a Gold Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. So I basically love to curate every part of it, and I've been a part of communities for like 3, 4 years now. So I guess that's pretty much about me.
Okay, great. We are very happy to have you, Dikshita, here as panel. Now, we would like to welcome our second panelist, who is Unnati. She is Devril at Zen Duty. Also, she is a founder of Codex Script, her own community. Unnati, the stage is all yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aditya, and Hug the Mountains team for having me here. I am Anati. I'm a developer at Zenduty. I was a past developer intern at Keploy, which is a no-code API testing platform. I'm the founder of my own community, Codex Script. It's an open source community, and really good to be here. Thank you.
Likewise, we are also very happy to have you here. So this panel discussion revolves around, you know, community and hackathons. So we get many questions regarding communities. We get many questions regarding hackathons. Since this is a community-based hackathon, we get questions from both of the parties. So let's start this session. So first of all, let's start with a simple question: what is the importance of a community? So
I
I would
can
like
take
Dikshita.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so communities bring a lot of things. I think initially in my first year, I wasn't a part of a lot of communities, but in my second, third, fourth year, now that I've joined so many communities, I think it has shaped me in different ways. When I talk about MLSA, it brought a lot of empowerment. When I talk about GDSE, it brought a lot of lessons of how to deal with technical problems, how to manage societies together. So each part of community brings in an essence, and obviously there is a network, and that network is more than your net worth. It can help you anywhere and everywhere possible.
Well, that's great because I also now think that community say maybe I can get into Google, right? So yeah, so like okay, I get that okay, it is important to join a community. It is important to have be a active member of community. So like first of all, why do people join communities? So what is like the initial kick that they get for joining the community? Unnati?
So, I will take an example here. So, I have founded my own community Codex Script 2 years back. The reason was simple that the people lack guidance regarding open source and development ideas, right? So, the people just join the communities because they get out of it, they get something out of it, right? Why would people join communities eventually if we're not getting anything out of it, right? And for example, I was a part of MLSA, right? So why I joined it? Because I need certain mentorship regarding Microsoft tools or certainly hosting sessions. I wanted to become a leader in my future perspectives. As a career also I choose develop, right? which is a combination of community and code, right? So the reason was simple that people just join communities because they need to get something out of it. For example, if you are like um, if you are stuck in certain problem, right? Certain errors or certain sort of problem. Anytime Stack Overflow can help. But what about collaboration and all that stuff? That comes under the community, right? Over to Dixit.
Okay, okay, okay. I also you said collaboration. I also get this question a lot. That my friends say that we are introverts. Okay, so I am very frightened to even talk to anyone. So what motivates to collaborate with others? Specifically. So yeah,
Could I take this, Dikshita?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the collaboration works for two different aspects. The first thing, if you know the person. The second thing, if you do not know the person, right? The first thing ऐसा होता है कि the people just join the hackathons, they form a team. And that's how the collaboration works there as well, wherein some is doing the front end part, some is doing the back end part, some is doing the design part, right? So that's how the collaboration is being built there. Obviously, you have to interact with people. You have to come out of your comfort zone. Like when I was in first year, I was pretty much frightened to talk to people. In my class, too, when I was not able to talk to people as much, Dikshita knows that, right? So like that comes with time and with time, and also if you need something out of there. If you do not participate in hackathons, and how you will for example, if you want to step in DevRel, the first thing first you need to have a certain like good public speaking skills for that. So if you are choosing DevRel as a career, then how if you do not speak, if you do not come out of your comfort zone, then how you will become a successful DevRel in future, right? That comes with you have to just step out of your comfort zone. Now coming to the second part, if you do not know the person, so other person, right? So that's how the networking comes in. You just network, you just get along with people, right? And you just get to know the other person. And that is certainly important in the community and also in the long run, right? So I guess that is a pretty much explanation from my side. Anything you want to add, Dikshita?
Just a bit. So even if you're introverted, I think a part of being in an engineering college or being in the tech side, it pushes you to work in teams where you did not expect to work. So even if we were in college, we were not allowed to make groups of friends. Instead, our teachers paired us up with other people, and that's how I explored. Okay, there are many other people who I can work with, and I'm comfortable with. I participated in hackathons as an individual, ended up in a team, made games, launched a full game on Play Store with them, and I'm good friends with those people who I just met for the first time when I was participating in a hackathon. So all of these experiences and what these people have, they'll rub off on you, and it will shape you into something you did not expect. So I know it's a little difficult, but just try to get out of your comfort zone just a bit, and you'll know why is it necessary to get out of that zone.
Uh, okay, that answers it totally. Uh, but I have been attending quite a few meetups, quite a few events now. So I am seeing very very different types of people there. So communities, whenever I read about them, whenever I hear about them, it is like they say it is a group of like-minded people. But I am seeing there a vast, variety of people. So like there's a conflict between, both of the thoughts. So can you take it up? Yeah.
I'd like to change that a bit. Community is not a group of like minded people, it is a group of like minded, I'll say, mindsets or a common goal that they have. All of us are in tech, all of us have a goal to achieve something in tech. No matter how diversified it is, in the end, we want to serve our customers or build a product which helps people. So that common interest forms a community. There will be designers who I have no idea what they're working on. There will be people who are in DevRel, and I have never experienced DevRel myself, and I'm a developer. But when three of us work together, it builds up a product which can change the problem, or it can affect the problem in a way that we did not expect. So that is where you form a community. It's just having common interest, not exactly the same mindset.
Okay, so common mindsets, not like-minded people.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. So let's say I have a community. So community, you don't get paid to do work, right? You are all, participating to contribute to a common goal, right? But sometimes I see that the communities are, lagging behind in communication, lagging behind in participation. So how can we ensure that first of all, which community to choose so that we grow personally? Second, that how to maintain a good level of participation, active participation in the communities.
I think Unnati should take this up. She's leading a
Yeah.
community right now.
Okay. So, for example, I joined different communities in my freshman year or sophomore year. So, the first and first, I just browsed some of the communities which were very active in the open source world. Some to name as Eddie Hub was the first one that I joined in. The second one was MLH as an MLH fellow. It is a very welcoming community. And the third one is community classroom, or like which is led by Kunal. So the reason why I joined in because I just wanted to explore the communities world, and also I was about to step into open source world a lot, and that's how I landed into my first internship as well. So that is a different thing. Now, first thing first, the community should be welcoming a lot. For example, you joined a community, if the other person doesn't welcomes you, you won't feel like comfortable in that because no one is interacting with you, right? Which is certainly not to be done. You should be welcome. You should be warmly welcome with all the team members and all the like community members, and that is certainly necessary, right? And that's how even, for example, Eddie Hub has a motive to empower everyone regarding open source. So, like the people, as I already mentioned, the people join communities for their own good, right? Because they want to learn something. So that's how the communities are built, because they have a certain motive. There are certain communities for Figma designing and all that stuff, right? There are certain communities for tech. There are certain communities for open source. There are certain communities for development. So, right, so you have to choose which communities you want to step in according to your needs. That should be very clear, right? Among hopping into that community, like what you are getting out of it, that is very necessary. For example, if the community is not active for like 6 months, there is no need to stay there. And eventually, that is not the thing, right? Now, coming to the second question that you are asked, that how to keep the community members engaged in that, right? So there are various activities which can be planned among the community. If a community is on Discord, right? So you can host Discord stages bi-weekly or weekly to engage people out there. You can just call like certain speakers, and you can also talk about anything. Like listen to people, take feedbacks. That is very important because that will allow your community to grow, right? After that, you should also know that what the other person wants, right? If the other person is wanting certain sessions on open source or web development, you should call certain speakers who have done great in open source or web development, anything, right? So that is the need of the hour. You should conduct YouTube sessions to keep the community engaged. You can also take sessions over Twitter. Twitter Spaces is very moving right now. Like the people often and they just interact with people, right? This is very important, and that's how the community is being built. Also, how to keep the chats going up in the like community, how to engage people out there, like how can they ask their doubts. So whenever the person asks doubts, there should be moderators who should answer that doubt. You should assign certain Discord moderators or Slack moderator wherever their communication channel is, right? You can also host certain community calls monthly or bi-monthly to just track which on which tech stack or product the other person is working on, or which how is their experience in your community. This could be a great start, I guess, for the first initial 6 months, and you can just like iterate this process every other time, and I guess this would be a great thing to start. Anything else you want to add, Dikshita?
I guess you said pretty much everything. Just one thing, communities should be giving something to you. So when you work together in a group, you either learn something, or you have an attachment to the network you build, or you have an attachment to the product that you're working on, or the mission that you're working on. That is how the community stays intact. So it should be something which is fruitful for the people, and if it is, people will stay actually.
So you said that communities should be rewarding, right? So let's say I am a very very hardcore Python enthusiast. Okay, there are already communities in the tech scene that are already growing, and they have a vast majority of Pythonistas in them. Okay, but I need to create my own community. Somehow I want to be a leader, and have to create my own community. So why, first of all, I don't have enough funds to give, the people swags, and I cannot compete certainly from the big communities. So how to start it? So
I
yeah,
think giving is not just about the swags.
no,
Giving is
just an
more
example.
about
Yeah.
no. Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people actually misconceptualize it. So I just wanted to make it clear that just giving through your community is not just swags or stickers, not certificates. It's the essence that you bring into it. So AR VR was not anywhere when I joined my first year of college. There were very little communities in India. Most probably there weren't any. It was just international communities. It was not there in my college. Um, Currently, around more than 200 students in my college work in AR VR, and I was the first one to start it. So even though there are so many amazing communities internationally, and I can never beat them, there are startups in India who do extensive work in XR, and I can never beat them. But what I just brought was a connect that I can help you learn AR VR. There is Reskill, which is doing amazing on Spark AR, right? But not everyone can reach out to Reskill or an international platform. There is an internal connect in my college that only a college senior can give. So you have to bring that one factor for people to stick to you. And why do you want to start it? Probably you faced a problem in connecting to those people who were very, very at a high level, and there were very high fi Python communities that you did not connect to. So bring that part which you wanted to connect to in your community, and you'll see people join in. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, eventually, like the connections. For example, even I take my own community example. I'm not bragging, but yeah. So the reason why I started this community because the culture here at our college regarding open source was very low. The people were just running behind DSA. They were doing play. They were preparing for their internships and placement drive, and like I just wanted some guidance regarding open source and development. So I just started this community just to give back to the community, like in the form of anything mentorship or certain sort of that. And that's how the uniqueness come into picture. There are certain communities who are doing good in the good in the open source world, but that unique factor is very important, as Dikshita mentioned, and that should be taken care of when you form a team, form a community. So sorry. So yeah, I guess
Well,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, well, you both answered it. So, I just like heard that you have your own community, you built it from the scratch. So, like, can I get the exact steps? So, I can have Discord stages after I have members, initial members. So, how to market my community initially? and how to get people join my cause and work for a cause that maybe is very less than working for a cause at a big community.
Yeah, so I can just take it up because I also faced this issue when I was forming my community. Back in 2020, where when the lockdown happened, I just started this community. Like the reason, as I already mentioned, was simple that there was certain lack of open source guidance in my college, so I just started it out. Initially, we had only 36 members in our community as a core, and they were spread it amongst the different parts of the world. So we just started spreading the word. We just made a LinkedIn account, and that is very important to have the authenticity of the community, right? We made a LinkedIn account, we made a Twitter account, and we made the Instagram account. So that is stepping stone of every community that you should have a social media account in the start. Then I promoted my community in other communities as well. Like I was a part of various communities at that amount of time. So I just spreaded the word about my community that this is the community you can join in any of the case, and I just dropped a Discord link henceforth. After that, the community collaborations come into picture. We collaborated with different communities to have certain events in the start over YouTube, and that has gained a lot of followers for us because eventually it was a mutually agreement, right? So yeah, that was a simple that I just joined I just promoted the community among my like colleges, other colleges, and also the other communities, and also I just started promoting, just having certain collaborations, community collaborations, and also I just started using Twitter a lot at that point of time. And eventually, whenever I was invited as a speaker or anything sort of that as a mentor, I mentioned my post as founder at CodeXscript. So that gained a lot of popularity of CodeXscript and the young minds. And eventually, we had certain around 800 members as of now over Discord, and overall, we have a reach of around 5,000 people all over India.
Well, that's a remarkable number. That's a number I dream of for my community if I ever start one.
You will surely gain much more than that.
That's so generous of you. So yeah, so like, okay, I have started my community. Okay, so what are the challenges that I should be ready for as a community manager that will come along my way? Dikshita?
Yeah. So I think one of the challenges we've just talked about of getting people on board, it's hard to have a platform to basically spread about the fact that I'm starting a community or this is something that I'm going to do. Even though you share in college groups or you share it everywhere possible, there are so many communities already there. So it's hard to get people to join something new, and that is where you have to find that one particular essence that will actually make them join think that this is different or think that this will align with their own goals. So a lot of people have a good personal brand here. Unnati does. I have one. But with that personal brand, there comes a lot of responsibility that we do not just start something of our own and stop working on it. So it is very, very important that if you're starting something and if you're promoting something, we need to be sure that this is going to align with people. This is not just going to influence them into thinking कि यही करना है and there's no other option for you left. You have to help people out figure things, not just force them into something. So there will be challenges in getting people on board with you. There will be challenges in maintaining the people who are already on board with you, and that's the major part of community. Rest of it, I think anyone can manage, but the most important part is to connect with those people and to keep them on board. Unnati, anything you want to add?
Yeah. So basically, also to add on, like जो बच्चे आते हैं आपके कम्युनिटी में, whichever the person, like whichever the people join, तो उनके बैक बिचिंग सुनने के लिए रेडी हो जाओ, right? Because they are going to back bitch a lot. They're going to just like कमियां निकालने में वो पूरे रेडी होंगे. लाइक जो भी तुम काम करोगे, वट एवर इनिशिएटिव यू आर टेकिंग इन, दे विल जस्ट लाइक उसमें से कुछ ना कुछ वो निकाल के दे विल जस्ट ब्रैग इट आउट कि ऐसा होना था, ऐसा होना था, ऐसे कर दिया, राइट? सो आई जस्ट शेयर माई वन स्टोरी हियर. सो जब हमने स्टार्ट करा था, व्हेन वी जस्ट स्टार्टेड, सो आई हैड अ सर्टेन प्रॉब्लम होस्टिंग अ सेशन. सो आई हैड टू लिसन अ लॉट अबाउट पीपल दैट कि ऐसे करती है, ऐसे कर रहा है, इसने ऐसे करा, ऐसे करना चाहिए था, राइट? सो yeah, that is the thing. And also to take care of about that whatever initiative you are taking in, complete it fully. Don't live in don't leave it in between, because this is going to create a really bad impression among people that उसने कोर्स कंप्लीट नहीं करा, उसने जो इनिशिएटिव लिया था वो कंप्लीट नहीं होगा, और whatever sort of that. You should have a proper planning before, like, planning an initiative, right? That is very important. So yeah.
Well, after listening these challenges, I'm having definitely second thoughts about starting the community. So let's just change my mind a little bit. Can you both tell me what's the best part about the community management?
I guess the best part is the network. I have met so many different people. Probably my mindsets don't align with them that much. We don't have similar mindsets, but all of them have a lot to say and a lot of different experiences. Unnati and I did not bond a lot in the beginning in our first year, but I think second year changed both of us a lot. And as much as she excelled in open source, I am way away from open source, but I can still say she's a part of my community. And if anyone asks me that we need someone or some help with open source, she's the first person that comes to my mind. So they bring you opportunities or they help you out in anything and everything required. If one day I want to leave AR/VR and start Flutter, I know a lot of people in Flutter already, so I know that they'll be ready to help me and just jump on the board. So I guess that is the best part of communities.
Yeah, like just to add on, like they are just the backbones of every problem you like whichever problem you face, they are just backbone that they will support you solving that, and that is the best part. And also to add on, they are a good friends as well, whom you can hang out with. So yeah.
Well, that's why I see a lot of people with a LinkedIn bio of, community manager slash community creator. So, like, I have seen communities from being totally online to being hybrid to being completely offline as well. So, how is community management as a profession, or yeah, as a profession evolving?
I think Unnati should take this up because I'm not exactly into that profession.
So, I'm a DevRel, so that is a combination of community code and collaboration, and also code. I have already mentioned that, and also creation of the like blogs and all that stuff, hosting sessions. So, there were certain when I entered in my college, I was not knowing about community management or DevRel as such, right? Because that was very nascent. DevRel itself is a very nascent role in India. So at like after 5 years, you would see DevRel everywhere. Whom like they might be like coding, they might be hard coding, they might be also developing a product, they might be evangelizing a product, they might be also marketing a product. Marketing is also an aspect of DevRel. But if you say DevRel as a marketing job, that is not correct. Yeah. And you would also say community managers a lot. They would be managing a community, they would be evangelizing a community. So at DevRel, I'm a DevRel, so at Zen Duty, I'm a DevRel at Zen Duty. So my day-to-day task combines of code and also to manage their working professionals community, because like they need to evangelize their product, right? That is very important, and you would see this boom in next 5 years a lot. You would see every person hiring for community managers a lot. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So if I were to, become a community manager, what are the most common mistakes that community managers these days make?
Can you repeat the question, Aditya? I was just scrolling the chat
Yeah,
section.
yeah, yeah, sure. I was
Yeah.
saying that what is the most common mistakes that community managers make during,
Yeah.
management or during creating communities?
Actually, right now, Devrel has a as I already mentioned, it is very nascent and people want to step into it, right? And also community management. The first thing first that I see in the people and the students right now, they are just running a rat race. They just want to become a manager because they want to have their title. Without experiencing being in a community, without experiencing leading a community, how can they become a community manager? If you are stepping into certain role, you should know about two and fourth of that. Like you should know everything of that, and that is certainly very important, right? And that is the first thing that I see in the students right now, that they are not experiencing; they are just running in a rat race. They just want to become a community manager or certain sort of that. Secondly, I think that some of the community managers, even including me, I was not able to see or see the mistakes or whatever the other person was wanting. I was not able to see that. I was not able to see that in my community, which things I was lacking, which things I needed to just have it on my community, right? That is was the second part, that I was not able to like cater the people needs, cater the community members need. That was second mistake that I did as a community manager, right? So I think this should be avoided, and to avoid this you can join different communities. There are certain ample amount of communities around the globe, right? To name such, there is EdiHub, there is MLH, which is a major league hacking community, hacker community. So it's a hackathons community, and you can also join in other communities such open source programs. You can join in, and you can also join certain open source projects community just to have a tech experience and also a collaboration experience. So yeah.
Well, okay, that got the answer. For now, you said something about joining multiple communities, right? So I was like, in a dilemma that should I join a single community and, dedicate, my entire time to it, or should I join multiple communities, right? Because that would gain me much more exposure.
Okay, I'll take this up.
Yeah.
So,
Over to you.
when you're joining communities, first of all, you need to see if a community is aligning with what you want. So, there will be, I'll just talk about local communities in my college. There are around 5, 6 tech societies when I joined my first year, and I was confused because all of them said that we'll help you through learning development, we'll help you through learning DSA, we have these many tracks, and all of those tracks were very similar, but I did not know what to join and how to go ahead with it. And I was a bit confused. So, what I did was I joined a development from one particular society and DSA from the other society, and I took them up. I think these were the two societies I was confused about. I would not name them because a lot of people know those societies. So let's just not name them. I worked in both of them. When I joined in, I realized that one of them was not aligning with what I wanted in my first year. And I dropped it off and I just continued being in one particular community. Now, you can be a part of multiple communities and all of them can help you, or you can just focus on one. You have to realize how much time you can manage and how much each community is giving you. So currently in my fourth year, I think I'm a part of a lot of communities. I've lost count of how many communities I'm a part of, but all of them have something or the other which gives um, a particular impact to me, and that is why I don't want to leave any of them. So try to build your experience through it and just figure out the communities that you want to work with or you'll be dedicated to work with. Even if your day is packed with a lot of work, you still want to be a part of it, then that's the community you should be part of.
Yes, I can like surely second that whatever Dikshita said. And yeah.
Okay, so I have to join a lot of communities. I have to do a lot of work. Okay, so yeah, I get the point. So can you talk about your, initial days? Because you both told me that you faced a lot of dilemma in the first year and the second year. For the people here, even in the comments, maybe they are seeing. So how do they decide that this is their goal? Because in the first year I have seen people that they want to learn app development also, they want to learn web development also, they want to learn everything, right? So how to decide what is their goal? They are interested in everything, they join every community group. Okay, so and later they don't even see their messages, so they don't even come to the community meetups. So how to uh, go through that?
In order to figure out what you want, I think you have to be a part of everything. Try a taste of everything and then choose what works for you the best. Like I said, I joined two communities and then I figured out one wasn't working for me, so I left it. But inform the community that you are no longer a part of it or you just want to focus on something else so that they can welcome more people and you don't turn out to be an inactive member who they think a wrong perception of, right? So I have done app development, web development, Python, ML, AI, AR, VR. I tried it all, but AR, VR stuck with me for 3 years. When I worked at Google, I was working at Android development. So there is two different things, and I worked on both of them thoroughly. And other than that, I think I know I have been a part of a lot of tech stacks. So you have to experience a lot. One of my mentors mentioned, do not stick with just one tech stack throughout your life or throughout your college. So I joined this mentorship program for a month, and I was so sure that I want to make a video calling app through AR VR because I know I can do that. But they knew I had an experience of AR VR for 2 years. So they wanted me to do something different, and that's why they forced me to learn web development. So try and test everything out, because I have realized I can do every sort of development, but I love AR VR the most. So I guess that's how you figure it out.
I guess she has lost the connection, or like I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah. We are.
I think she has back. Okay. Yeah. Eventually, when I started my first year of college, I was not knowing about anything about programming at all. Anything about programming as such. Like I just joined a foundation course by web coding. Uh, like it was normal DSA course, and that's how I just got an inner attention that I didn't want to do DSA. Like I because the reason why I'm saying that, because I was very introvert in my first year. I didn't like to talk to people a lot, and I just wanted to step out of my comfort zone and not to run in a rat race where everyone is doing DSA or CP. I just wanted to explore something other. So in my second year, I just started exploring different communities. The first one I was a part of was Code for Cause. At that moment of time, it was led by like Kunal. So I just got to know what the word open source, and I didn't stop after that. I just browsed different issues. I just got certain projects to work on, and I got selected as a Linux Foundation mentee in that year only, second year, and it was a huge milestone for me since it was a global program by Linux Foundation, and after that, I worked with 13 tech stacks in that project. So the project was Open Horizon, which was IBM sponsored project. The project consisted of 13 tech stacks and technologies. I learned all of them in 3 months. And after that, I also explored AIML. I have certain experience with AIML projects, and also I have certain experience with front end development. So after that, I just joined different communities. I just got to know about the word Devril, and like by by God grace, I got 4 offers of campus as a Devril at like 4 startups, and I joined Zenduity as a Devril intern after that. So yeah.
Well, that's a mouthful of a story, right? 13 tech stacks, that seems very scary to me. But yeah, that's what you have to do if you have to succeed. Okay, so we have some questions in the chat, I believe. So the first question is, does any community allow third year student to join?
I think all the communities do. If we talk about a bachelor's course which is 4 year long, then it does. Like some communities do have a clause that you should be a part of your college life for one more year, and then you can join this particular program. But I think all the communities are very open. There are people who are working professionals and still a part of communities. So just try to find out whichever you want on Twitter and reach out to them, reach out to anyone in the community, and they'll be able to refer you to join that.
I hope you got your answer. Let's get the next question. Uh, can you guide me how can we join any community? Like a journey. Okay.
So, like the session was all about communities. We discussed about the journey, and to name some, there are certain communities. Eddie Hub is a community. There is Flutter communities. There is Reskill. Like you can also join that. There is like there's a community called MLH. You can also join that. Right. There are certain Web3 communities as well. Right, you can join like Ethereum communities or Solana Hacker House, which is happening in Delhi soon, and which is hosted by Rishabh Bansal, by the way. right? And you can also join that. And like there's pretty amount MLS is there, then there's GitHub Campus and Spot, which I'm a part of. Like Dikshita can name some.
Yeah, I guess I've been a part of MLSA. Um, Through Twitter developer, I found like a different community, which was a very closed invite, and that was amazing. Those people are amazing. There are a lot of opportunities that brings you to certain groups. If we also want to talk about more communities, there is I think Azure Dev Day by Reskill. So even that has formed a different community. HTM has a community. We are very welcoming and we give you what you need. Um, but I guess that is pretty much it. I see a question about metaverse, and that is very much exciting because I'm into AR VR. So for metaverse, if you break it down to AR, then there's a community by Reskill, Spark AR from Snap Lenses. There's a community, but if you want to go into deep into VR side, there is XRDI. It's an Indian startup, and it also has a community on Discord, and there are certain groups. So if you need any metaverse related content, you can actually reach out to me because I'm very active over there. So I guess that's pretty much it.
Yeah, as Deekshita told about the HTM community, yeah, there's a link going on. This is also on description. So you can join the Discord, guys, and we are very welcoming there. Just join it, post about yourself in the welcome channel, and we'll take you up as a, member there. Let's get to the next question. Why communities are growing these days?
I think no one spoke about communities 2 3 years back. Everyone is very open about it now, so that brings a lot of crowd in. Other than that, communities are there to help you. So whenever there's a word of mouth that okay, these people are nice, they will help you learn something, and there's a good network, or you'll get a meetup, and you can actually meet those people in person. You get excited about it. I think I've seen so many people in offline meetups which I never saw even active online, because offline meetups are a thing you can actually learn from them in person, and you can see so many experienced people over there, which is kind of difficult to get a hold of through their DMs or through Twitter or anything. So that is why communities have suddenly gained a very much big raise, and it's actually very nice because you get a lot of experience out of it.
I think that answers that. Let's move towards a little bit towards the hackathon side. So how do communities, like we have a HTM community, right? So how will it help them to form a better product in the hackathon, in not only in HTM but in any other hackathon?
So, as I said, HTM has like every community has a lot of people from different backgrounds. So, you find one UI UX person, you find one AR VR person, you find one web dev person who can make that AR VR app work in web development, and you found a beautiful group which can make a very different product. So I think this is what I've done with a lot of people. I've never made an individual AR VR product in any hackathon. I used to either make a 3D game out of it, or a web AR something, and I used to make it work with the other website which is catering to that issue, because website is working for people, and if there's anyone who is of our age, they would like to have that AR experience in it, and overall a designer can make it look aesthetically pleasing, and you found the best way. So communities help you find people from different things, and I think that is why we also had this activity at HTM also, where we filled in people from different places, from different communities, and that's where you find the diversity that you need. Unnati, anything you want to add?
I guess Diksha, you pretty much covered everything. So,
So okay, so yeah. So my next question to Unnati you is, like, I am a newbie, right? So these people in the community are already, they have something, some level of perfection in them. They have some level of knowledge more than me in them. So why should they join me? Like they can join many other. top class knowledge people. So why will they join my team?
Eventually, when you're team hunting, you're hunting for a team. You should look for people who are good with anything that they're doing, right? That is very important. For example, you can offer them, so like if you say that if you want to learn something from them, you can surely approach them, right? And that is very necessary. Like you should, if you like, for example, even I do not know about anything about ARVR, so the first person that I will approach is Dikshita, right? Because she is a pro at it, right? So like, why she will help me, like, so eventually, because the reason why, the desire to learn is the first thing, because she will be my mentor at that point of time. And eventually, there is nothing, if you for example, you're saying do not know nothing about anything about, like, anything, right? So eventually that is not the thing. So every person has something, certain spark in them, that attracts every other person out there, right? So that is very necessary. You should not say that I do not know anything about, like, any tech stack or technology. Eventually, you might be a great community manager, or you might be a great team builder, right? So that is also a trait while they're participating in hackathons, right? So, like, do not ever say that you do not know anything about any technology. You can learn and grow, right? So, कोई बच्चा अगर पैदा होता है, उसको like पूरा नहीं पता होता कि क्या, कैसे मेरे को चलना है, कैसे मेरे को खाना है, कैसे मेरे को बैठना है, उसको सिखाया जाता है, राइट? सो ये बात है. It's all about
And
learning.
yeah, that bacha ideology got to me. So yeah, I hope like it got to everyone in the chat, it got everyone in the audience. So I think it's time to wrap it up. So as you all know, if you already don't know, we are having a hackathon, a offline hackathon, a hybrid hackathon. We are preferring offline participation. Hack the Mountains is the name. This is our third edition, 17, 18 September. We are welcoming you in Manav Rachna International University at Faridabad. You can always go to the website which is tickering there. You can find the link in the description also. Go to the website, check it out, check about our work, our previous community contributions, our projects, and many more things. You will find this on websites. Also, for more sessions, this is only the first episode of HTM Qubits, right? So, more webinars, more events, and workshop to train you all. Okay, so the first years, don't be disappointed. You will be trained by us. Many hackathons say that we are community focused, but they don't teach, okay, before the hackathon, right? So workshops will be having webinars and events from our sponsors also. Will be bringing out great panelists like today. Thank you, Dikshita. Thank you, Unnati, for joining today. You were a very great as panelists, and it was my huge pleasure to host you all. Uh, yeah. Any last words you want to say?
Thank you so much, and just to everyone, join communities, participate, and learn as much as you can.
Also, thank you so much, Aditya, and thank you, HTM community, for hosting me here. Like, just to add on, like, when you're joining communities, be very inclusive, like, interact with people. That is certainly very important, right? And learn and collaborate among people. That is my advice.
Thank you, Unnati, for your wise words. The Discord link is also tickering here. You can always join the Discord. We have a welcoming community there. Please join us. We are happy to welcome you. We are waiting for you. We are waiting for great minds to join here. So yeah, that wraps it up today. The first episode of HTM Qubits 3.0. Yeah. So I think we had a great audience today. We had many great questions. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you. We should end there.